The Bad Batch is an American dystopian thriller film released in the year 2016. The plot of the film revolves around a young girl, Arlen, who is banished to a wasteland of undesirables. While navigating in the wilderness, she's attacked by a group of heartless cannibals led by the mysterious Miami Man. To survive in the unforgiving landscape, Arlen must struggle to find her feet among a drug-soaked desert society and an enclave of cannibals. The movie starts with a couple of police officers dropping a Bad Batch inmate named Arlen Mae Johnson to a secluded fenced-off wasteland outside Texas. The wasteland is a place where undesirable people are abandoned by the government after tattooing them with a Bad Batch number. A board states a warning sign that the desert is outside U.S. territory where American laws and citizenship no longer apply. Arlen crosses the board with a paper in her hand that says, "Find the dream, find comfort." As she wanders in the desert, she finds a wretched car parked amidst the wilderness. She enters the car and starts going through her wallet. Out of nowhere, a golf cart appears with two women. Arlen attempts to run away from them but ends up getting caught. Soon, she wakes up in their captivity all chained up. A woman approaches her, injects her with a sedative, and chops off her right arm and leg. To suppress Arlen's screams, another woman turns up the music. The cannibal women then enjoy the feast by roasting Arlen's chopped arm and leg. The scene cuts to a cannibalistic community where men feed on innocent humans and keep themselves fit by exercising. The community is led by a mysterious macho called the Miami Man. Meanwhile, all chained up, Arlen decides to save herself. To make herself unapproachable, she smartly covers herself in shit to trick the cannibalistic ladies into freeing her. When a cannibal lady sees her in a miserable state, she unchains her and drags her out to clean her up. However, Arlen manages to get a hold of a steel rod and she forcefully slams the lady to death. Desperate to save herself, Arlen uses her one arm and leg to run away from the cannibal community. She acquires a skateboard and crawls her way out of the inhumane area. Fortuitously, she's rescued in the desert by a mute hermit who helps her by taking her to a makeshift refuge named Comfort that has all-night raves. The scene shifts to 5 months later when Arlen has a prosthetic leg and a home to live in comfort. Meanwhile, in the cannibalistic community, Miami Man is seen painting a portrait of his young daughter. As he walks out of his home, an innocent woman whose one arm has already been chopped begs him not to slaughter her, but he heartlessly snaps her neck, enjoying her flesh later with his wife and daughter. On the other hand, Arlen is seen looking at the photos of sexy models in a magazine. Longing for her lost arm, she cuts out an arm from a model picture and pastes it on her dressing mirror to see herself with both arms. Angry at the ladies who slaughtered her, she seeks revenge and leaves her home, walking out to the desert with a loaded pistol. On the other hand, Miami Man's wife leaves her home with her daughter on a golf cart. They go to a garbage dump to scavenge goods. In the process of doing so, the woman hurts herself and her daughter runs to the golf cart to fetch water for her mother. Arlen notices the golf cart and realizes that it's similar to the one used by the cannibals. Furious, she walks towards the lady with a pistol in her hand, asking her where she belongs from. The lady tries to assure her that she's just looking out to survive and repeatedly tells her that they both are the same. However, the vengeful Arlen disagrees with her that they both are not the same. Although the lady pleads with Arlen for her life, Arlen accuses her of being part of the cannibal community and shoots her in the head in front of the little girl. Meanwhile, Miami Man waits for his wife and daughter to arrive back and is worried that they are late. On the other hand, the mute hermit notices Arlen walking in the desert with a pistol in her hand and a little girl following her. Arlen takes the girl to Comfort where she befriends a little bunny. Arlen buys the bunny for her and then takes her home where she tries to look after her. Miami Man gets on his bike and sets off to the desert to look for his missing wife and daughter. Soon enough, he finds the golf cart and the dead body of his wife being eaten by crows. He then notices the hermit nearby. Worried about his daughter's whereabouts, he shows the hermit her hand-sketched portrait, asking him if he has seen her. The old man agrees to help him in exchange for a hand-sketched portrait of himself. Seeing no other option, Miami Man quickly draws his portrait. The hermit fulfills his side of the bargain and advises Miami Man to find Comfort. Meanwhile, in Comfort, Arlen takes the little girl's help to get ready for a party in the Comfort community held by its leader named the Dream. The crowd goes crazy when Dream makes his appearance and makes a speech about the Bad Batchers. Soon, he introduces his drug to the cult members one by one. Arlen takes the drug and loses control of herself. Meanwhile, the little girl loses her rabbit, and in the process of retrieving it, she distances herself from Arlen. Dream comes across the little girl and takes her in. Soon, Arlen realizes that she lost the girl. Bewildered, she walks out into the desert in hopes of finding the little girl. On her way, she's fascinated to see the stars in the sky visible due to the hallucinations. Miami Man, who's been out finding his daughter, comes across Arlen. Hallucinating, Arlen finds him attractive and she hugs him immediately. In the morning, she wakes up in the desert without her prosthetic leg. Miami Man shows her the portrait of his daughter, asking her if she's seen her. Arlen lies to him that she hasn't seen the little girl. Miami Man gains authority over her by taking her prosthetic leg and demands that she find his daughter in Comfort as he can't enter that territory. Arlen agrees, and a moment later, another cannibal shows up, offering Miami Man to trade gasoline in exchange for Arlen's leg. At first, Miami Man hands over Arlen to the cannibal. As the cannibal steps away with Arlen, Miami Man attacks him from the back with a cleaver, killing him in the process. He then slaughters his arm to feast on it, and then leaves on his bike with Arlen. Both of them grow closer on their journey to Comfort, and Arlen starts liking his caring nature. At night, she asks him the reason that drove him away from civilization and into the Bad Batch. Miami Man reveals that he was put into lawless territory because he was an illegal immigrant from Cuba. Amidst their conversation, a man from Comfort shoots Miami Man in the chest in an attempt to rescue Arlen from him. Arlen reluctantly gets on the bike with the man and returns to Comfort. However, she feels restless and lost, missing Miami Man tremendously. Soon, she sets out to look for him. In the middle of the desert, she finds Miami Man's sketch notebook, but not him. Meanwhile, the mute hermit finds Miami Man lying on the ground unconscious. He helps him gain energy by feeding him a crow and healing him. On the other hand, Arlen goes through the notebook and decides to find Miami Man's daughter. She makes copies of the little girl's sketch and distributes it around the Comfort community. Eventually, she finds the girl with a pregnant lady, and it turns out that the little girl has been living luxuriously in the Dream's mansion, along with his large harem of pregnant young women. Curious to know what goes on behind the mansion's closed doors, Arlen visits Dream's mansion where he explains to her that Comfort's economy is run on the drugs his concubines make. Moreover, he persuades Arlen to join his harem to live a peaceful life. Seeing Arlen moved by his words, he digs deep by asking her about the one thing she wishes to get. Arlen tells him that she regrets her past and would want a chance to redeem herself. Soon enough, she agrees to join his harem to live the dream his other concubines are living. Later, she secretly acquires the pistol hidden inside her prosthetic leg and cleverly holds one of the pregnant concubines hostage. Taking her into the hallway, she demands Dream release the little girl in exchange for the hostage's safety. Dream immediately frees the girl, and together in a golf cart, Arlen takes her out of Comfort. A few kilometers into the desert, Arlen finds Miami Man approaching the golf cart on a bike. Finally, he reunites with his estranged daughter. The little girl happily shows her father the pet bunny she had been keeping. Miami Man then steps forward to leave with his kid, but Arlene intervenes, trying to imply that she wants to live with him. Miami Man tells her that it's dangerous for her to live with him as she won't be able to survive the harsh conditions of the desert, but Arlen remains adamant that she would rather stay with him in the desert than live in Comfort. The little girl interrupts their conversation, insisting her father provide her with the spaghetti that she had been eating in the mansion. Having no other choice but to save her hunger, Miami Man takes his daughter's pet bunny and roasts it in the fire to make it edible. The film ends with the three of them sitting next to the fire, eating the bunny, and Arlen consoling Miami Man's daughter for killing her pet. This movie has a rating of 5.2 on IMDb. I hope you all liked this video. If yes, then make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for more movie recaps.